I thought at one point I was crazy and I'm like, am I the only one that's feeling like this? Maybe it's just me. I realized that 50% of women are burnt out, especially in corporate America. 40% of women may leave the workforce and never come back because they're so burnt out. Again, how do we continue to push through and not lose our sanity?
Welcome to Get Real, Get Results, where we're rewriting the rules of success for women in leadership.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Get Real, Get Results. I'm Chantell Preston. So we're going to get real today. I want to talk about something that we rarely talk about, especially as women, and that is how do we motivate our teams when we're not motivated? I have to tell you, the past couple years, as you guys know, have been a little bit challenging for me. So I've really had times where I'm like, how am I supposed to go into these meetings or these Zoom calls and motivate everyone when I'm not motivated? How am I supposed to inspire when I can't even inspire myself? I don't even want to get out of bed some days. And again, we have so many things going on in our lives that we're trying to juggle. As leaders, it's really hard for us to show up every single day trying to inspire, motivate, be that leader that we want to be when we have so many different things going on in our world, both emotionally, mentally, physically, you name it. We're trying to carry the weight of the world on our own shoulders. Again, at our own fault, trying to be everything to everyone. But how do we as leaders motivate our team when we're not totally motivated? So there's a lot of things I've been doing in the past, especially after my mom passed away or some of the other struggles that I've had is how do I show up as a leader and motivate when I'm just not totally there? And so I'm going to share with you guys today some of the tactics that I've used that have been really helpful for me. So you can take them and utilize them on those days that you may not feel like you really want to go out and motivate everybody. So one of the things is transparency. I know this sounds bizarre because we never want to look weak, but sometimes I just have to come in and say, hey, look, guys, I'm not motivated today. I don't have it in me. I need you guys to step up. And being transparent, it also makes me relatable to my staff. And again, you share without sharing too much, but some days are just better than others. I'm not saying this happens all the time, but there's so many things that are going on. I mean, with females, we're like decision fatigue, the emotional labor, the expectation to always be on for our kids, our spouse, our work, everything. And then let's just go ahead and add on, all of us that are maybe over 50 or between 40 and 60, all the other complexities. I mean, we won't even get into the conversations about perimenopause and menopause, but also caring for our aging parents, or simply the decades of always having to be there for everyone else. It's hard without a pause. I thought at one point I was crazy and I'm like, am I the only one that's feeling like this? So I went and looked at the statistics. I thought, okay, maybe it's just me. I realized that 50% of women are burnt out, especially in corporate America. There was also a statistic I saw that said 40% of women may leave the workforce and never come back because they're so burnt out. Again, how do we continue to push through and not lose our sanity? Right? So that's what I'm trying to do is, hey, look, I love what I do. I love being around the people and I love to work. But some days I'm just not motivated to be my happy-go-lucky self. And unfortunately, in my world, everyone has the expectation that that's how I'm going to show up every single day. So some of the things that I've really been working on is, being authentic. I talk so much about authenticity and showing up as you are. So leading with transparency. 92% of employees say trust in leadership is essential for motivation. So if I don't come in authentic and transparent of, hey guys, today I just am not feeling it, how do I expect my employees to trust me? And again, this doesn't happen very often and it's very few and far between. But when those days do come up, I don't feel bad for going in and saying, hey guys, I'm struggling today. I need you guys to understand that I might not be my normal self. So again, I need you guys to step up and understand it's not about you. Everyone always thinks it's about them. And this happens at home too. When I get home, they all think, oh, is it me? Is it me? No, some days I just don't feel motivated or I have lots of things in my head and I just can't be my happy-go-lucky self and try to inspire everyone around me. Now, again, very rare for me, but I do have those days. So I need everyone around me to understand it's not just them. So, I come in, just being honest. I want to be honest with you guys. I'm having a rough week. I'm here physically, but I may not be here totally mentally. And we have priorities that we need to move forward on. So that builds the trust and connection with my people to stay focused and keep moving the ball forward in our company. So the other thing that, you know, I've had to learn to do again over my career, I wasn't always the best at delegating, but utilizing people's strengths during that time. It gives me the opportunity to see how people step up. How are they doing the work? Are they able to motivate themselves? It's amazing how when I'm transparent and I say, hey guys, I'm struggling this week, where other people will step up, my staff will step up. I can give them and delegate different things for them to do. I've empowered them. I'm empowering you to do these things, to ensure these tasks get done. There's a huge sense of pride that comes out of my staff when they know that I need them, because usually they need me. I need them. And so it's a great thing of connection and just showing that, hey guys, I care. And you have to understand that sometimes this is just how life rolls out. And then let's go back to me. How do I deal with it myself? I mean, type A'er, always want to be, Johnny on the spot. I've learned not to try to be perfectionist as I preach all the time, but I do try to hold myself to a high standard. So when I get like that, it brings me down. So how do I deal with that? It's funny, I've had to learn to celebrate the small victories. Even if it's, my task list of 20 things, if I get one or two done, I'm celebrating. Why? I got one or two done. Yay for me. So again, self-compassion, but also celebrating the small victories. The other things that I'm doing is really trying to establish these micro routines for myself. I used to think, oh, that's stupid. I don't believe in that. It's so true. And as I get older, it's even more important. So things that I just enjoy doing that I try to do each day, even if it's going for a walk, I give myself these little kind of congratulatory, victories. I say, okay, if you do this, then you get to go out for a walk for 5 minutes. It just changes my mindset in every aspect. So giving me a little bit of latitude of saying, hey, if I do X, I get to do Y. I know that sounds so childish and I do that with my kids, but sometimes we need it as leaders too, of having that little victory or goal that we're looking towards that helps us get through the days. So I highly encourage you to do that. But also my little mini routines of the night before I set out my clothes. Sometimes I don't want to deplete that mental energy in the mornings of trying to figure things out. If I can prepare for it the night before, then I don't have to worry about it that next morning. And so again, it helps me not deplete my mental capacity on the little things, but really save it for the big things. And that's where I come to work and I try to get most of my stuff done that needs to be done those days early in the morning, because I know that by midday or late in the day, my complete motivation is gone. And so again, trying to really balance that energy as to how can I save it for the things that need to be done when I have so minimal of motivation there. It's really hard for our employees to stay motivated when we're not motivated. I realize that my temperament, my energy just goes like wildfire in my company. So when I walk in and if I'm in a negative mood, everybody else is. When I come in fired up, so is everybody else. So when I have those times where I'm not that motivated, it's really fascinating because I see the motivation in my staff drain. So I can't do that to them. I need them to stay motivated. So again, it's about telling them, hey, here's where I'm at, but I still need you to guys to have that intensity. Let's celebrate the small victories. Let's talk about what did we accomplish today? Even though it may not seem like a lot, at least it shows progress. It shows progress that we're making progress even when we have those down moments. The last thing I'll talk about is just asking for support. I don't like to ask for people to do things for me, and probably just like everyone else, I know I preach a lot about, reach out. I've gotten a lot better about it, but it's hard when you're just not motivated and you think, I don't want everyone to know that I'm not motivated because I want everyone to think that I've always got it together in a certain aspect. I've learned over the years that I have to ask for support, whether that's going out with a friend and just showing complete vulnerability and telling them, hey, look, this is how I'm feeling. Help me. Tell me why. Tell me if you've experienced this. Not feeling alone is huge, because when we don't feel alone, then the weight isn't that great. So I go back to just lean on the people around you. I think it's so important for us. We all have jobs, responsibilities, people looking up to us. it's hard for us to be on all the time. We have to take the time for us to recharge ourselves, even if it's a 5-minute walk or I hate to say it, maybe even a small nap in the middle of the day. I think sleep is so important in regards to how we keep our shit together is, making sure that we are showing up the best that we can, even on the days of lack of motivation. We all have lows in our lives. We all have things that come up. We need to be transparent and honest with ourselves about how they impact us. We think that we can handle everything all the time, and we can't. We feel like we have to be on all the time. It's hard. So, how do we as individuals and as leaders recharge ourselves? We could talk about how do we motivate our teams? How do we, show up as leaders? But how do we motivate ourselves? How do we recharge ourselves? And I think it's really important for us to have those routines where we can do that. A lot of you guys know mine is walking. I love to walk. I haven't been walking lately, and I can tell it makes a huge difference in my mental state as well as my physical. The more I walk, the better I feel, the more energy I have, the more motivation I have for my team. I can show up at my best self. However, things do come up. We do need set time to recharge and be like, hey, it's okay. I'm not motivated today. I'm struggling. I need you to help me. I need you to step up. As a leader, we need to expect our staff to be able to do that. And when I've done that, I'm amazed of how appreciative they are that I'm looking for them to help fill those gaps. And not because they want to feel needed, which everybody wants to feel needed, but it gives them a chance to be free and have some agency of showing how they can show up and help me. And so again, it's that building that trust and that connection in every aspect that allows both of us to get something from that. And so I think that's really important. We need to remember that as leaders. Not only do we want to feel needed, but they want to feel needed too. And that doesn't just go about at work, it goes about at home. Like at home, there are days where they're like, wait, what's up with you? Hey, look, guys, I'm having a hard day. And it's funny because everyone always thinks it's about them. And I try to explain it's not about you guys. Nothing happened. It's just I'm having a hard day, whether I've been triggered by something, whether it's, summertime, my kids are out of school. And so nobody's motivated in my house. Again, how do we utilize that to our advantage? And how do we show up for those around us and continue to motivate them, especially at work? So the 5 points I want to leave you with today is lead with transparency. It's okay to not be motivated every day. It's okay to share that with others, obviously within reason, but it's important for us to connect with our employees, to be relatable. And sometimes they're not motivated. So when we show up and we're like, hey, I'm just not that motivated today, again, you're building that mutual trust and respect amongst each other. Leverage your team's strengths. Utilize the people that are around you. Give them direction or ask them to step up. You'd be shocked as to how much people will in those situations when you give them the opportunity and you're just very honest with them. Build your micro routines for your own energy, whether it's going for a 5-minute walk, whether it's journaling. A lot of people do the journaling side of things. Whether it's just sitting down and breathing, give yourself the ability to have a little bit of a routine for yourself when you're feeling that motivation waning. Acknowledge the progress that you guys are making, whether it's you individually and celebrating the small victories and or your staff continuing to drive things forward. Go ahead and acknowledge that. Show that it's visible. Show that you're seeing it. Again, that helps everyone around you. And then ask for support strategically. If it's a friend going out, and maybe you just need a girls' night. Maybe you need to go out with your friends and have a cocktail and not think about anything, but enjoy and be strategic, but ask for support, whether it's mentally, physically. Find your workout buddy. Hey, I need some motivation here. Come with me. Go walk with me. Go work out with me. Reach out to your friends and your tribe around you to help you get back in that motivation. So I hope this helped today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us with Get Real, Get Results. Have a great week. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks so much for listening today. We hope you found the information valuable. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, follow us and leave us a review. If you're watching on YouTube, we'd love for you to like and subscribe. And don't forget to drop us a comment, as we'd love to hear from you. Have a great week.